My fiancé texted, "I maxed out your credit card on my bachelorette party. You'll get over it. $12,000. I responded, "Hope you had fun." Then I reported the card as stolen and disputed every charge. When the credit card company's fraud department called her for an interview. Original post. I, 29 male, was supposed to get married next month. T-word, was. Last weekend my fiancée Jessica, 27, went on her bachelorette trip. 4 days, her and 6 friends. The plan was supposedly low-key. A beach rental, some wine tasting, spa day. She'd shown me the Airbnb listing, talked about keeping it reasonable since we were saving for the wedding and honeymoon. I gave her my credit card for emergencies. My backup card, not my main one, but it had a $15,000 limit. I explicitly said, "This is for emergencies only, like if your card gets declined or something happens." She laughed, kissed me, said, "I'm not gonna use it, babe. Just makes me feel safer having it." Cool. I trusted her. We'd been together 4 years, living together for 2. Joint wedding savings account. Separate from our individual accounts though, learned that from my divorced parents. Everything split fairly. I made about $95 as a software developer. She made around $70 in pharmaceutical sales. Not rich, but comfortable. Sunday afternoon, I'm meal prepping for the week. Phone buzzes. Credit card alert. $11,847.23 charged at something called Sunset Paradise Resort and Spa. My heart stops. That's almost the entire credit limit. Must be a mistake. I log into the app. Nope. Then I see the previous charges I hadn't gotten alerts for. I'd only set up alerts for charges over $500. $2,047 at Chrome Nightclub VIP, $1,450 at Designer Boutique, $3,200 at Luxury Boat Rentals, $1,800 at Champagne Lounge, $2,550 at the Diamond Steakhouse, and about 30 smaller charges. Bars, restaurants, stores, Ubers. Total damage, $12,156.81. While I'm standing there staring at my phone in shock, it buzzes. Text from Jessica. "Hey babe, so the girls and I got a little carried away, lol. I maxed out your card on the party. You'll get over it. $12,000. We only live once, and I'll only have one bachelorette party. Love you." I read it 3 times. She knew. She did this deliberately, and she's laughing about it. I texted back, "Hope you had fun." Then I called Chase. "Hi, I need to report my credit card as stolen and dispute all charges from the last 4 days. The representative was very helpful. Asked when I noticed it missing. I said this morning when I was looking for it to buy groceries. They immediately froze the card, started the fraud investigation process, and said they'd be sending me paperwork and conducting merchant verification. We'll need to contact the merchants and verify these weren't authorized charges," she explained. "There may also be follow-up from our fraud department." Perfect. I then did something petty but necessary. I texted Jessica's sister Brittany, who wasn't on the trip. "Hey, just checking. Jessica didn't lose her phone this weekend, did she? Got some weird texts from her number about credit cards and money that don't sound like her." Brittany immediately called Jessica, concerned, which meant Jessica's phone was clearly working and in her possession. Documentation that she had her phone the whole time. Beautiful. Then I sat back and waited for the show to begin. Update 1. 3 days later. The entitlement escalation was swift and spectacular. Jessica got home Monday evening, still riding the bachelorette high, came in with shopping bags, oh the irony, glowing, babbling about what an amazing time they had. "Babe, you're not gonna believe the suite we upgraded to, and the yacht was incredible." Yacht. There was a yacht now. I just smiled. Sounds like quite the weekend. She finally noticed I wasn't engaging. "You're not mad about the card thing, are you? I told you I'd pay you back after the wedding when we combine finances anyway." "We never discussed combining finances." "Well, I mean, that's what married couples do." Huh. She dropped her bags, hands on her hips. "Seriously? You're upset? It's my bachelorette party. This is literally a once-in-a-lifetime thing." "You're right, it is." That seemed to mollify her. She kissed my cheek and went to unpack. Tuesday morning, I'm at work when my phone explodes. 23 texts from Jessica in the span of 5 minutes. WTF? The card got declined. I'm at lunch with my mom and the card doesn't work. This is so embarrassing. Call me now. What did you do? The bank says the card was reported stolen. Are you serious right now? I didn't respond. I was in a meeting after all. 2 hours later, the real fireworks started. She got a call from Chase's fraud department. They wanted to verify some suspicious charges with the authorized user. Here's the thing. She wasn't an authorized user. She was never on the account. She just had physical possession of a card that was reported stolen. The fraud investigator asked her to verify her identity as the cardholder. She couldn't, obviously. Then they started asking about specific charges. Ma'am, can you explain the $2,847 charge at Chrome nightclub? That was bottle service for my bachelorette party. And you're saying you personally made this charge? Yes. Well, I mean, it's my fiancée's card, but I had permission. So you're not the account holder? No. And the cardholder has reported this card as stolen and these charges as fraudulent. The investigator explained that since she admitted to using a card that wasn't hers and the cardholder disputed the charges, they would be conducting a full investigation. They also informed her that deliberately using someone else's credit card without authorization is credit card fraud, a federal crime. Jessica came home that evening, nuclear. You reported me for fraud? I reported my card stolen because someone stole it and used it without authorization. I'm your fiancé. Are you though? That stopped her cold. What's that supposed to mean? It means I'm reconsidering marrying someone who thinks stealing $12,000 from me is a joke. I didn't steal. You gave me the card. For emergencies. Was the yacht an emergency? Was bottle service an emergency? You're really gonna ruin my life over this? They said this could be a crime. You committed a crime. I'm your fiancé. You gave me the card. I gave you a card for emergencies. You chose to steal $12,000. She started crying then, not sad tears, angry tears. You're really doing this? You're really gonna let them investigate me? Your future wife? I don't think you understand. You're not my future wife anymore. The look on her face was something. Pure shock, then rage, then calculation. You can't break up with me. The wedding is in 5 weeks. Everything is paid for. Guess that's your problem now. She grabbed her phone. I'm calling my dad. He's a lawyer. Great, he can explain credit card fraud to you. Update 2, 1 week later. The entitlement went into overdrive with a side of spectacular consequences. Jessica's dad, Robert, did indeed call me, but not with the legal threats I expected. Son, I just want to understand what happened here. I emailed him the credit card statements, the text where she admitted to maxing out the card, and the for emergencies text conversation from before she left. Silence for a long moment. Then, Jesus Christ. Jessica Marie, what the hell were you thinking? Turns out Jessica had told him I randomly accused her of theft over a few purchases at her bachelorette party. $12,000 and an admission of deliberate fraud painted a different picture. But the real entertainment came from the friend brigade. Her maid of honor, Stephanie, started a group text with me included. Stephanie, this is really immature, making Jess go through a fraud investigation over a misunderstanding? Man up. Me, did you enjoy the yacht? That's not the point. Did you know she was using a stolen credit card to pay for it? It wasn't stolen, drama queen. According to Chase Bank and the federal government, it was. Her friend Alexis, you're seriously gonna ruin her credit over this? She ruined her own credit by committing fraud. Her friend Megan. We all went along with it because she said you were cool with it. So you all knew she was using my card without permission? Dead silence in the group chat after that. Meanwhile, Chase's investigation was moving along beautifully. They'd contacted the merchants. Several interesting findings. 1. The designer boutique charge. Security footage showed Jessica and friends shopping, with Jessica clearly using the card and signing receipts. 2. The yacht rental. She'd signed the agreement with her name, using my card. 3. The nightclub. They had her on camera doing shots while handing over my card for bottle service. The investigator called me with an update. Sir, we've gathered substantial evidence of unauthorized use. The person who used your card has admitted to the charges but claims she had permission. However, we have text evidence showing the permission was only for emergencies. Would you like to proceed with pressing charges? Here's where I had a decision to make. Federal charges would absolutely destroy her life, but I'm not a complete monster. I don't want to press criminal charges, but I want every cent refunded and her flagged in your system. We can absolutely do that. This will be recorded as confirmed fraud, and the person responsible will be flagged across our systems and potentially shared with fraud prevention databases. By Thursday, Jessica had received official notice that she was being placed in the fraud prevention database. This meant she couldn't get a credit card with Chase ever again. Other banks would see this flag when she applied for credit. Her credit score would take a significant hit. Any joint applications we had would be flagged. That's when the true panic set in. Jessica's mom, Diane, called me. Unlike Robert's measured approach, she went full emotional manipulation. How could you do this to our daughter? You've destroyed her future over money. She destroyed her own future by stealing $12,000. But you were getting married. That money would have been both of yours. Would it? Was she planning to give me half of her salary after we got married? That's different. How? You make more money. So that entitles her to steal from me? She didn't steal. You're being financially abusive. I laughed. Actually laughed. Financial abuse is stealing someone's credit card and maxing it out. What I'm doing is called consequences. The best part came Friday. Jessica had tried to book a flight to visit her college friend using her credit card. Declined. Applied for a new card to rebuild her credit? Denied. Tried to get added to her parents' card as an authorized user? They discovered the fraud flag. Robert called me again. The bank told us about the fraud flag when we tried to add her. This is following her everywhere. Yes, that's what happens when you commit credit card fraud. Is there any way to fix this? She could start by paying me back the $12,000. She doesn't have that kind of money. Then she should have thought about that before spending it. Jessica herself finally texted me, no longer cocky. Please remove the fraud thing. I can't even get a Macy's card. This is ruining my life. You ruined your own life when you decided to steal from me. It was for my bachelorette party. And now it's for your future. Actions meet consequences. Update 3 weeks later. Final. The wedding was supposed to be this Saturday. Instead, I'm writing this final update from my apartment, $12,000 richer and one toxic fiancé lighter. Chase came through. Full refund, every penny. The fraud investigation was thorough and decisive. Jessica's name is mud in the financial system for the next 7 years. She discovered this the hard way when she tried to 1. Rent a new apartment, required a cosigner due to the fraud flag. 2. Get a car loan, denied at 3 dealerships. 3. Open a new bank account, had to go with a second chance banking account with massive fees. 4. Get a corporate credit card at her job. HR pulled her aside for concerns about financial responsibility. That last one led to her being put on a performance improvement plan at work. Turns out, pharmaceutical sales reps who can't be trusted with company credit cards are a liability. The wedding fallout was dramatic. We'd put deposits on everything, about $8,000 total from our joint wedding account, which only required one signature to close, thankfully. I withdrew my half $4,000 and sent her a text. Your half of the wedding deposits is in the account. Good luck getting refunds. She lost her mind. 63 texts, 12 voicemails, and one extremely embarrassing scene at my office. Security escorted her out and she's now banned from the building. The venue? Non-refundable at this point. The caterer would only give 20% back. The photographer kept the full deposit per contract. The dress, already altered, no returns. Her parents tried to strong-arm vendors into refunds by threatening legal action. The vendor's response? Your daughter can explain to a judge why she committed fraud weeks before her wedding. Total lost, about $6,000 of deposits, plus her $3,000 dress. But here's where the entitlement reached its peak. Jessica created a detailed spreadsheet of everything I owed her. 4 years of emotional labor. $50,000. Career opportunities lost by planning to be a wife. $30,000. Pain and suffering from the fraud investigation. $25,000. Half of my savings because we were basically married. $15,000. The engagement ring that she still had. $8,000. Total, $128,000. She actually had a lawyer friend draft a demand letter. My response was to forward it to my actual lawyer, who responded with, my client's former fiancé appears to be confusing a failed engagement with a divorce settlement. As she is neither a spouse nor a creditor, she has no claim to any assets. Furthermore, any continued harassment will result in a restraining order. The engagement ring should be returned as per state law regarding conditional gifts. If Miss Jessica wishes to pursue this matter in court, we welcome the opportunity to discuss her admitted credit card fraud in a legal setting. The ring came back via certified mail the next day. The friendship aftermath was beautiful to watch. Remember those friends who were on the Bachelorette trip? Turns out they all had to pay Jessica back for their portions since the credit card charges were reversed. But Jessica had already spent some of their money on her shopping spree during the trip. Stephanie. She told us the yacht was your wedding gift to her. I Venmo'd her $500 for my share of the hotel, but now the hotel says they were never paid. Megan. She kept saying you were loaded and wouldn't even notice. The friend group imploded. 2 of them threatened small claims court. Another posted all the receipts on social media, showing how Jessica had been skimming from their payments, charging them for premium rooms while booking standard ones, pocketing the difference. Jessica's professional reputation took a hit when one of her bitter ex-friends happened to work at a competing pharma company. Word spreads fast in industry circles. She's still employed, but her reputation as someone who committed credit card fraud against her fiancé? That follows her to every industry event. Last week, I got one final text from a number I didn't recognize. This is Jessica's new number. I'm sorry for everything. I was wrong. I was stressed about the wedding and made terrible decisions. Can we talk? I responded, no. Please, I've lost everything. My friends, my credit, my reputation. My parents are barely speaking to me. I have to live with them because I can't get an apartment without a cosigner. Sounds like a you problem. You destroyed my life over money. You destroyed your own life over money you didn't have. She tried calling. I blocked the number. Robert, her father, reached out one more time last week, not to berate or negotiate, but to apologize. I raised her better than this, or thought I did. I'm sorry you went through this, son. For what it's worth, you did the right thing. Plot twist. Brittany, Jessica's sister, reached out yesterday. Hey, I know this is weird, but thank you. I've watched my sister get away with treating people badly for years. Our parents always bailed her out. This is the first time she's faced real consequences. Maybe she'll finally grow up. Also, my boyfriend and I are explicitly keeping separate finances forever after watching this disaster. So thanks for that life lesson, lol. As for me, I'm good. Better than good, actually. I kept my $12,000, dodged a nuclear missile of a marriage, and learned that someone's true character comes out when they think they can get away with something. My credit score? Untouched. My bank account? Fully refunded. My future? Free of someone who thought stealing from me was a joke. Jessica's credit score? Destroyed. Her bank account? Empty from legal fees and lost deposits. Her future? 7 years of being flagged as a fraud risk. To anyone reading this, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them. And when they steal from you and laugh about it, don't get mad. Get the fraud department. The wedding would have been this Saturday. Instead, I'm going on the honeymoon trip to Italy. Alone. First-class upgrade with the money I saved from not having a wedding. The hotel reservation was in my name anyway. Sometimes the best revenge isn't elaborate, it's just letting someone face the consequences of their own choices. Jessica, if you're reading this from your parents' basement while trying to figure out how to rebuild your credit, that $12,000 party was pretty expensive, wasn't it? Hope it was worth it.